What's going on, everybody? I wanted to do this video and call it a different way of dating. So insanity is continuing to do what you've always done and expecting different results. So for those of you who've been in long-term relationships and it's gone nowhere, you're not married, you're still single, I want to challenge you to try this out. Let me explain what it is, because I've done this video a couple of times. They've all run long because I've explained a lot of things in them. First of all, it's just breaking down on a couple different theories. First and foremost is that a lot of men don't stop dating when they date one woman. We feel all warm and fuzzy when we get to know someone and we stop taking other offers, and we get really attached to one person, we stop dating, and then we claim that he cheated on us, but we never had a conversation on whether or not we were together. So excuse me, this is really a theory on a lot of men that I've seen when they say, oh, we're hanging out. Oh, this isn't a date? I'm confused. I actually was like, you know what? Fuck it. We're hanging out. I like that. And, or, they go, we're not together. I can do what I want to do. Ladies, these are attitudes we need to start adopting. And some women have. I mean, of course, nothing's new under the sun. So this is just me realizing a lot of things. So to explain the theory, you date. You are in no committed relationships. When you are with one person, you are forsaking all others. That's marriage vows. So you're entering these many marriages over and over again. Now, when you are committed to one person, you do not get a chance to meet multiple people. When you deal with multiple people, even as friendships, you learn so much. So when you date a lot of people, and I'm not saying sleep with everyone, when you date a lot of people, you get to know a lot about you. One thing I learned this year, very important to me, was lying to my kids about Santa. And although there were different reasons this gentleman and I did not work out, that was one very important to me, and I never would have thought that that was so important until we got into that conversation. And so, of course, like I said, he and I no longer dated, and that wasn't the full-blown reason, but that was one of them. And I found out, wow, that was very important to me. So if I never was dating him as well as other people, I would have never known that that was something, that maybe that's a conversation he and I, or me and someone else, would have never had. And then when you think about just being in long-term relationships, I turned down so many different people because I was committed. And come to find out, that man wasn't, and we were together. And so I looked up, and that was one of the relationships as well where I didn't end up married. We were talking about it. He was calling me Mrs. his last name. We met each other's families. I met his kids, but we never got married. So there was a string along where he was not serious. He was not ready, and I wasted years on my life. Time, energy, and effort. At the end of the day, I was not married. So let me just do the theory. I'm sorry. You date. You date quality, not quantity. You date as often as you possibly can, and you do not get into any committed relationships until that person wakes up. And here, let me show you the difference. If he wakes up and he goes, that bitch better not be sleeping with nobody else. First of all, you call her a bitch. She better not be fucking nobody else. She better not be sucking no other dick. I want you to be with me. I'm ready for a relationship now. That's not what you want. That's possessive, it's selfish, it's a little crazy. But that's usually why men want you in a relationship, because they don't want you sexually with anybody else. They can imagine you with anyone else. Now, here's what you're looking for, or should be looking for, is the person that wakes up and goes, wow, I can't imagine my life without this person in it. I can't imagine my kids having any other mother but her. That's what you're looking for. And then he goes, and I hope she feels the same way. And that's when he comes to you and he says, you know what, I'm ready for something a little more serious. And if you feel the same, then you get into a committed relationship. With him understanding that there's a period of time that you're willing to spend with just him before you need a ring on your finger and a date set. Don't let him drag that out. The courthouse is right around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, some of you all need to check finances and figure out all of that. But that's what you need to be checking to moving towards while you're in the middle of this process of getting to know each other. So you date for long enough time, 6 months. And let me just say this, don't date anybody for longer than a year. Your time is precious, especially if you're in your baby-making years, ladies. You're not a kid. You're not a teenager. You don't have years on end to be anybody's girlfriend, ladies. Girl, boy, girl, boyfriend. These are childhood names and titles that are there for a reason. When you get older, you should be ready to date, get courted, and then become someone's wife or husband. It is not about being a boyfriend or a girlfriend anymore. We are not 12, 16. Who has these years to waste? Ladies, if you're in your baby-making years, you need to be getting it moving. But you're sitting here being someone's girlfriend at times a man who already has kids and has no intention of impregnating you, let alone letting you know, hey, you're worth being my wife first, and then I'm going to give you a baby. Some of you all are playing easy bake ovens before you even have a ring on your finger. And even with a ring on your finger, there is no guarantee. That means that he's on his way to maybe marrying you, and he has not sealed the deal. The deal is sealed when the papers are signed and the state that you live in has agreed that you are a husband and wife. Some of y'all giving it up too quick. Now, let me ask you a question. What do you get when you're sitting in these committed relationships for years on end? What do you get when you walk away? At least when you walk away after you're married, there's some type of compensation or split or something of that nature when you leave someone you've been with all that time. Now, when you just break up, but you put in all this energy and effort and you're heartbroken and distraught, you get nothing. And if you did have a baby, you get child support, great. But they're not around to help you with a child. They're not in that house. And we could talk about marriages splitting up, but I'm talking about a different way of dating to hopefully lower the marriage rate. Because if you're dating multiple people, I'm not saying sleep with everybody, again, I say. But I am saying taking time to learn yourself through dating other people and seeing what they teach you. See what you realize you do and you don't like. You know, see what you realize you enjoy. See what you realize is not that important to you. And you're dating quality, not quantity. If your list of do's and don'ts, wills and won'ts, deal breakers, must and must nots include he cannot be a crackhead, live with his mama, and have 8 baby mamas, then don't date a crackhead that lives with his mama and has 8 baby mamas. Why do you have this list that is important to you if you don't abide by it? So you're dating quality, not quantity. You are to date no one for longer than a year. If after a year he's not hot or cold and he's still lukewarm, drop his ass like a bad habit. At that point in time, a man should know whether or not he wants to be with you. And ladies, I would tell you a couple things. One, a man falls in love in the absence of, whether it's a trip you take, whether it's going to college, whether it's just not being under his ass all the time. When you're not around him, he misses you. And sometimes it's a breakup. A lot of people have gotten married because they needed a break, and then that man was like, wow, I really miss this woman in my life. And then they got married or engaged. So don't think that you need to be under him 24/7. If he tells you anything like, I want to break up, honey, walk away and switch while you do it, because they usually come back. I know all of mine have. I'm not about to sit here and beg you to be with me. I'm wonderful. If you don't want me, somebody else does. And every woman should have that attitude. But every woman does not deserve to have that attitude, because y'all are not all wonderful. Some of y'all women are crazy as hell. I just want to say it. I'm saying it for you fellas. Some of y'all women are crazy. And every one of us is not perfect. Anyway, totally off track here. You date quality and not quantity. You date often. You date no one for longer than a year. You are not sleeping with everyone that you date. You're getting to know them. You're getting to know whether or not they're even worth sleeping with. Now, I explain this because if you're seen out with someone else, by someone else you're dating, you don't want their mindset to go, well, she fucked me in the first day. She probably fucked him. You want him to go, I'm still waiting for her, so it is quite possible she has not given it to him yet. And that holds a little more merit when the question comes up, did you fuck him? So I want you to just bag back, on having sex. Now, once you have dated quality and not quantity, no one for longer than a year, if that person decides that they want you to forsake all others and be with them, and again, waking up not in the sense of she better not be fucking anybody else, but waking up in the sense of I can't see my life without her in it, and I hope she feels the same way, and you are agreeing. Now, you don't take the first person that comes just because they're the first person that decides that they want you. You take the best person that's asking you that question and no less. Because you're wanting the best partner for you, not just any old body, and not just the first person out of the people that you're dating, because he may not be the one for you. So if you're in agreement that that's the best of the best, then you go ahead and you get in this committed relationship, and this needs to have a time period on it, ladies. If you're willing to forsake all others, to call people up and say, I'm about to see how this goes, I'm about to enter into a relationship, you know, I think you're wonderful. If this doesn't work out, I would love to give you a call afterwards. A lot of men be insulted, but some of them are okay with it, believe it or not. get into this committed relationship, and some of them get insulted. I mean, I would do it. Fuck you. If you want to be with somebody else and you don't think I'm the best, then that's cool. But then we underestimate how conquering men are. Some feel like, well, and again, men fall in love in the absence of. Some may feel like, damn, I waited too long. Somebody did it and I was going to, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't sure. I was nervous. And if you do get single again, they may be ready to marry you after that. So trust me on this, ladies. This is different, but trust me. Now, you go into this, and what you're trying to do at this point in time is spend nights over each other's house. See if him leaving the cap off the toothpaste annoys you, and see if he's okay with if you say something about it. Do you have to wake up and listen to music? Are your schedules on track? Can you adjust certain things? Are you willing to sleep in the same bed with someone else? Do they snore like crazy? Do they make breakfast on the weekday? Do they want to spend time with you on an off day, or are they off with their boys? Does she clean, fellas? Does she cook, fellas? Vice versa. Do you all get along? Can you work out problems? These are things you're trying to figure out. Meeting each other's parents. What do the parents say? Do they agree? Do they not agree? Do they hate him? Do you like his family? Do you like her family? Are they in your business? Are you correcting the fact that they're in your business? Do you like her dog, his dog? Can you all find a place to live with both of your dogs? Do you have 8 dogs each? Cats, are you allergic? Can you like it? Do you really like pets? Do her kids get on your nerves? Can you discipline them? Is it an issue? I mean, these are all the things you're figuring out. Do they clean like you need them to clean? Can they adjust it? Are you willing to compromise? Are you willing to say, this annoys me, I need you to fix it? Or do you not care? Is fixing a habit as easy as just, oh, I'm going to do it? Or are you putting a Post-it note somewhere to really help you adjust to living with this person? And what you're trying to figure out here is one thing that my godmother-in-law, my godmother told me. She was having problems with her husband in her younger 20s, and we didn't understand why she went back with him. She said, if I have to argue with anybody for the rest of my life, I want it to be him. That's what you're looking for. That's I love you. Because you will have issues. You will have problems. You're trying to find the person, the best person, to work those issues and problems out with. And then after that, you need to set a date. If it's still all good, at that point, you need to set a date. If you can live with them, if it's cool, if you're figuring it out, if you're happy to clean up, if you're still happy to make dinner, if you hate doing the dishes and she loves doing the dishes and you can cook, you work it out that way. If your schedules are crazy and you need to order out 3 times a week, and that's fine. If you're living together and you never see him because his job is crazy and it's not going to change anytime soon, are you willing to really wait that time out? Or is it no guarantee that his schedule will ever change and you hate being alone? These are things you need to find out. But if it's all good at that point, you need to set a date. The courthouse is right around the corner. Ladies, stop having these men play with you. Stop playing yourself. If he's serious about you, he will show you. He will have no issues with moving forward. He will have no issues with being committed. He will have no issues with pursuing you. And ladies, I'm not telling you this just because. I'm telling you this because I'm doing it. And even while I'm single, I'm having way more fun doing this than sitting and being hoping with one person or being in a committed relationship with one person. No, when you say forsaking all others in your wedding vows, that's marriage. So stop doing these mini marriages, ladies, where you're pretending to be somebody's wife, pretending to be, but when it's all said and done and you walk away from it, you're walking away with a whole lot of nothing. You are nothing but older than what you were when you started out. And that doesn't fare well for you ladies that are wanting to have kids. He's fine. He's moving on. Half the time you find out he's moved on before you did. But you're sitting here and you're walking away with a whole lot of nothing. At least if you divorce, and as fucked up as this may sound, but it's the truth. If you put in all that effort and you divorce, you're walking away with something. You being his girlfriend, not a girl. I don't need a boyfriend. You are too old to be tricking off years of your life in a relationship that's not giving you anything. No guarantees, no nothing. At least you get a guarantee of walking away with something if you get a divorce. But what I'm trying to do with this is lower the divorce rate because I want to give you an opportunity to learn about yourself. How can you tell somebody what you need if you don't know what you want and what you need? And you learn these things by dating. Different people teach you different things. You learned that through your friends. Different friends have taught you different things. They've taken you different places. You learn what you like and what you don't like. Maybe you realize, I don't need to travel every year like I thought I'd do. It's not that much fun. Or maybe you realize, I love seeing the world and I want to do that with someone. You are dating to learn you so that you know the type of partner that you need and that you're not settling for what you thought you wanted. You understand? So you all work this out. Send me some comments. Let me know how it works. I cut 5 minutes off this video. I did good. I'll talk to you all later. And I will definitely keep you updated on how this works out for me. Bye-bye.